Tomorrow we will see who is willing to give it all in the name of victory, whether to hold on to a title or hold on to their pride. This is Cinema Ding, TNA Plus Special. This is their sacrifice. Welcome to the discussion. Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to a very simple panel edition of Cinema Predicting. Thank you all for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend if you want to dictate the passions, PayPal the passions, or super chat as simple as that. Hope you all enjoy the conversation as we do these things always live. Thank you to those that are tuning in for the first time, if not continually. Walker, good to see you. And shout out to everybody as part of the TNA League. The forum will be live once these streams conclude, of course, across my social medias and in the comment section as well. And again, I hope everyone enjoys. Please let your opinions and predictions be known in the chat. Shout out to those that are always part of the fun. So let's go ahead and see everyone else is doing. Matt Helms, good to see you. First off, we just came off, of course, TNA Impact Watch Lump. For those that tune into that, is of course me, Walter Cruz, and JJ Williams, your impactful trio. JJ, good to see you once again. How you feel about TNA Sacrifice tomorrow?
I think it's going to be a really good show.
Love you,
There's
Chris.
going to be lots of great matches.
Get to work. Get to sing.
Um, no, but on a serious tip, I was away from the tab. I was hoping you'd start with Walter, but it should be a really solid show. There's a lot of stuff that intrigues me. There's some good NXT and A crossovers. Let's go.
Yeah, simply put, nice simple intro. And of course, the man that is always reliable, the hardest working man outside JJ here in the Super Robot Studios. He will be my color analyst for tomorrow's call. It's of course subscribe, 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 subscribe. Walter Cruz. Walter, good to see you. How are you?
I'm awesome, and that's why you're my other half, Lee.
What?
Cause she
Look at her
understood the
comment. She
assignment.
did the Creed lyric.
I, I put this.
Oh, bloody hell.
Hold on, hold on. So
Really?
I put this, and she just understood the assignment. Like,
All right, all right. So if the chat wants to karaoke type a Creed song, I will definitely allow it. If you all type the whole song out by the end, then maybe one of us will actually sing it. Anyway, Walter,
For a
good to see you. How are you?
$25 super chat, Noah will get into his 2000s feels and sing Creed My Sacrifice ahead of tomorrow's kick ass karaoke.
Walter, don't you put up that banner, Walter. This is the super dead thing. This is not kick ass karaoke. This is my dignity. Although I do love Creed as a secret.
Shameless plug, shameless plug, shameless plug.
Love you, JJ. Anyway,
Got to give
Walter.
the people what they want.
I'm fucking freaking best friends here. Freaking use my advantage. Ah, Walter,
Hey,
how you feel about
Charles is down for it, man. I'm telling you, Charles, just get the super chat in. $25 super chat. Noah will do it.
Good grief, my PayPal's across the banner. I'm exposed.
Lee,
Damn it.
Lee,
Danger.
use the money that Walter just won.
that's
Damn
mortgage
it.
money.
Oy vey. Anyway, Walter, what you got to say about Cyrus before we get into this card? Good grief.
Good card. I'm waiting to see who makes the biggest sacrifice and what we're gonna see. Like, so I'm surprised, a little shocked that the main event is a tag man steel cage and the actual TNA title isn't on the line. But the fact that Joe Henry's involved in a cage, Frankie Kazarian's around the corner. Just saying.
Yeah, about to say, he's going to be there. Both men are going to be there, and both men are involved in action. But also, it is curious as the first cage match in 5 years. But yeah, simply put, you all know how I feel about TNA. I think it's the best flow of the shows when it comes to the PLEs each and every month or so. Of course, February had nothing. So it's good to be back on the TNA Plus stream once again. So I think without further ado, keep it short, sweet, and simple as I try to. Let's get into it. So again, folks, this is TNA Sacrifice. It comes to us on TNA Plus tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You, of course, can watch along with us by becoming a subscriber to TNA Plus today. You haven't seen anything until you've seen everything. $9.99, can't argue with that. Also, we have a countdown sacrifice in case you all don't watch TNA, but you want to see what's going on in TNA, or NXTNA, as you like to call it. And it's for free on TNA Plus for subscribers or not. And that way you at least take a look at this match that, well, it's not first class, but at least it's comfort class and it doesn't cost you a dime. We have a tag team match on the countdown show to kick things off as we have first class AJ Francis and Casey Navarro taking on Laredo Kid and Octagon Jr. Octagon Jr., of course, a luchador from the AAA promotion. Straight up, this is just as random as it gets. It is a tag team exhibition. Laredo Kid, of course, coming off a loss against Wesley tonight on TNA Impact, while AJ Francis, Frank Starrett Young's interference did get the better of Bulletproof Steve Macklin, and Casey Navarro's there too. This is also Octagon Jr.'s, I believe, TNA debut. I mean, we are in El Paso, Texas, so you had to have some sort of luchador cross the border and be part of TNA. I'm just saying. But it's one of those things also where I think about First Class. They're fools of their own hubris that lose on their own foolishness. And I think it would be hilarious if Laredo Kid and Octagon Jr. got the win in his debut. So, fuck it. It's countdown. What the fuck do I care? I'm never going with First Class. You kidding me? They aren't even worthy of a comfort class seat on a plane. Brought to you by Spirit Airlines. Laredo and Octagon Jr. for the win. All right. Does anyone agree or disagree? Here at Sleepy Dating, folks, we usually open it up to a ballot and then see if everyone agrees or disagrees before we move on. Make it a short, sweet, and simple with the undercard. This is about as under as it gets without being underneath 6 feet. So there you go. Does anyone disagree with me as I say Laredo and Octagon Jr.? Go on, what? Damn it. JJ, go ahead and rebuttal.
I think this is going to go to First Class. You know, First Class have the history going right now. They've got the momentum. You know, you're putting who and who up against them. Exactly my point. You know, they've got no momentum. They've got no reason to be doing this match. It's going to go to First Class.
All right. Well, Walter, go ahead, break the tie, say a name, and we shall move on into the actual show. Are you First Class or are you with Laredo and Octagon Jr.?
I hate First Class. They're definitely no class, but what would be the point of Laredo and Octagon Jr. winning? Because if he debuts in TNA, is he staying there or going right back across the border? Like, what do they gain from this? So they're just there to get sacrificed. Pun intended.
I have a feeling that's going to become the word of the night. All right. Fair enough. Well, sometimes you just, throw a wild card, go for the Hail Mary, and see what happens. And yeah, again, let's go ahead and move on from there. Hopefully, First Class bombshells. Let's go ahead and move into the actual card. Again, folks, to JJ's point, we have 9 matches. The card starts 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, and your predictions will be final 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. That's Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, March the 14th. 3.14. Go enjoy pie. Let's go ahead and talk about the TNA Knockouts. Teddy Chivas on the line. This never-ending story with Spitfire and Ash and Heather by Elegance. But this time, we've upped the ante. It's a 2-on-3 handicap match, and their tag team partner is their personal concierge, as the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships are on the line. This is literally coming off the fact that Spitfire's not gotten them not once, but twice, but also made them their personal concierge for 24 hours. Until the literal Pee Wee Herman reject got sick and tired of them being treated like dogs, as they should have been. Gave them a punk rock look, made them work out for once in their freaking Barbie skin thin lives. And literally, they complained to Team Morella, and here we are once again. For the love of God, let this be the last time that they freaking challenge for these titles and lose. So here we stand, and don't say third time's the charm. All right, let's go ahead and go around the horn as we usually do here. Walter, I will start with you. Do you have new TNA Knockouts for Tag Team Champions, or do we finally bury Ash and Heather away from the Tag Team Knockouts tag title picture once for all, much like Misha with Chelsea Green?
I got to keep the gimmick going because I kept picking them and was wrong. We got new champs. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point of the rematch?
I mean, again, I don't know. I did more questions than actual answers. All right, well, he's got new tag team champions, so let's go ahead and see if anyone agrees or disagrees. JJ, going once, going twice. Fuck you both. No way. I am not.
Noah,
No.
not only do I see new champions, but for some weird reason, I see the personal concierge getting the pinfall. And then we have the first man to hold the Knockouts tag titles since Eric Young with Old Dirty Bastard.
This would be the greatest travesty to women's tag team wrestling since ODB and Eric Young won the titles in their previous lunacy. Are you fucking kidding me? Hell to the no.
But
Yeah,
think
well,
about this. Think about how much strife that would bring to the Elegance team. Who's going to team with the personal concierge to defend it? Will the personal concierge give up his title to Ash or to Heather? There's drama there. There's suspense.
there's my blood pressure going up as I'm going to go see a cardiologist in May because I might have a freaking syndrome that I don't know. Just saying. And you're already making it feel worse than it already is for me. Look, I haven't cared about women's tag team wrestling to a degree of full on passion and investment to the levels since the Inspiration invaded the TNA Knockouts and won the tag team championships with Harley Cameron introducing them with their song freaking with against Decay at Bound for Glory. With Spitfire, for what it's worth, there hasn't been a team in this TNA Knockouts division worthy of holding those titles since MK Ultra. And they're the freaking team they won it off of. They're the reason why they're holding the titles, okay? And nobody right now wants to see Ash and Heather in their 250 different cosplays outside Disney and Timu cheerleaders hold on to the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Hell to the no. So
You've got
Spitfire
two
retain.
people in this room that want to see them hold the titles, Noah.
There's two people,
So
all
you
right?
can't say nobody wants to because you literally have two of us out of the three that want to see it.
Yeah, well, at least
To
there's one.
Walter's point, third time's the charm. What is the point of them losing, becoming the personal concierges to Spitfire if they're not eventually going to get their win? If they're not going to get their revenge? And if
Yeah,
they lose, then where do we go from here? Because there's literally like nobody else for Spitfire to really feud with. But if they win, you can come up with some new teams. We just had Tessa Blanchard and Cora Jade win tonight.
yeah. Look, all I'm saying is I still feel there's more of an opposition to Spitfire and their rigmarole attitude, babyface move that could crossline NXT against some formidable teams in NXT. Okay, Lash Legend to Cara Jackson. I don't know. Bottom line, Ash and Heather, no. So I'm
And
still
really
gonna.
quickly for Emmanuel who just came in the room, $25 super chat. Noah will sing My Sacrifice by Creed. Let Arlene know.
Damn it.
Some of our
Ah,
lyrics are
okay.
in there. Now, I honestly forgot the next line after that. Something
I,
about I
I remember the
remember.
next line, but I was waiting for your wife to throw it up there so that we could keep going.
Stop it! Stop it! You all stop it! Dadgummit! Would comment karaoke become a
She'll
fucking
probably
thing?
look it up eventually.
Yeah, everyone's gonna do. You're freaking lazy bastards. Anyway, Nathan, hello, good to see you. And Emmanuel, don't do it. All right, let's go ahead and move away from this madness to other madness because we'll see if JJ actually goes with Vance Warner here since he doesn't know nothing about him. Vance Warner challenges Sammy Callahan in a street fight. The second street fight I think we're calling this week, right? There wasn't a street fight on Raw or Revolution, right? No, there wasn't. Okay,
It
yeah,
was
street
on. It
fight.
was
It
on
was
what?
on NXT.
NXT.
Yeah. Javon Evans and all ego like Ethan Page. Meanwhile, you got the wide-eyed, crazy Southern psychopath, former GCW heavyweight champion with Steph Delander holding the Digital Media Championship hostage from a divorce. Man, that's America right there. Taking on Sammy Callahan, the Death Machine, former TNA World Champion, former TNA X Division Championship challenger, a man that's been involved in Monsters Ball and Barbed Wire Massacre. So what happens when a Death Machine and a Southern psychopath meet each other in the ring, not in a bar? Well, you get this. Literally, ever since 23, it's just a number, it's just a number, it's just a number. And apparently, here we go. Sammy Callahan has new opposition since they're no longer doing the tag team thing with him and PCO since PCO went AWOL and called his shot and shot straight from the hip. And Mike at the Hammerstein Bar in GCW. Well, I don't know what divorce court there is in wrestling when it comes to wrestling of mad people, but Steph Delander got the Digital Media Championship. So here we are. Now, look, I don't know what the fuck these yahoos are going to do to each other. I don't know this is a one-off. And I also don't know this is going to lead to anything, considering the only thing in this picture that seems to matter is the Digital Media Championship at Steph Delander's shoulder. So, JJ, what do you guys say regarding this street fight, considering Vance Warner still freaking needs to prove something to you?
I think Mance is going to get this, to what you just said. Mance Warner needs to prove something to people. So, I mean, he's been around. Some people know who he is, but as far as weekly televised wrestling, he's still a nobody. So he needs this victory over an established former world champion to really kind of catapult himself up there.
All right. So JJ opens the ballot to Vance Warner with the widest eye stare since Tony Khan meme. Look at that. Jesus, look at that.
That's some kind of
Just like
drug.
staring your soul. Jesus. He went with Vance Warner for the win. Do we have? Oh, fuck it. It's only 3 people. Shoot. Walter, do you agree or disagree?
Stephanie took his soul. That's why his eyes are like that.
I mean, hell, they had enough tonsil hockey that makes freaking God.
I was going to say, gives new meaning to the phrase sucking the soul out of someone.
Right.
Accurate.
And let's not forget, Walter, they are a legit couple. So if you smell what I'm
Yeah.
cooking there, because
Mhm.
I know that's going over Noah's head.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
thought it.
back
I
to
thought
the-
it. You said it.
These two are the worst double team in history.
I
whenever it comes
agree.
to me. Go ahead.
I agree. What the hell was the point of making the big deal out of the 23 if he's gonna lose his first match on a pay per view? So
I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck 23 means. He hasn't even worn the number. It's not even the name of a
I
movie.
don't know.
What's the premise behind that?
It's a good movie, though.
The amount of times him and Steph cheated on PCO, I don't know.
Look, if you're getting cheated 23 times over and you are unaware of it, you are the most oblivious thing here in America. All right, I'm just gonna say that for the record. Damn. Then again, what do I know? I'm simple. I'm single for life, soloist, rule the world. All right. Yeah, it feels like Vance Warner. I guess he signed with TNA. I don't fucking know. I can also see this leading to Sami Callihan challenging for the Digital Media Championship. And Sammy has no problem breaking a bitch. So, I mean, Steph Delander, if she gets involved, she might be on the end of a catfish driver. So, again, bang, bang. Chelsea Green's not the only one influenced by Mick Foley or Will Ospreay. So, yeah, it feels like to me they're going to let this go a little longer. And it wouldn't surprise me if this leads to a Monsters Ball or something else. And Tears for Fears, another great band. But that being said, yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys here for the first time and say that the crazy, wide-eyed, southern psychopath, Vance Warner, beats Sami Callihan. Because in a street fight, you legitimately have to beat someone's brains in to beat them. You don't have to pin, submit, or actually wrestle them. And this is a former GCW heavyweight champion. Street fight and GCW go hand in hand. Only thing missing is a door. And we'll probably get a door.
I'm sorry. Do falls count anywhere? Or got to be in the ring?
Well, it's a street fight, so I imagine it's anywhere.
Hopefully.
So sometimes they put that stupid rule in there where you can fight anywhere, but the fall has to be.
Why would a street fight only take place in a ring? Just saying.
I mean, you can go everywhere, but the final falls, and you know how some matches are. Like they're never consistent with it.
Well, I mean, look, what's a no disqualification match not named by a gimmick or some town or some freaking weapon?
Street fight.
Exactly. There you go. And now you know. I am not the learning tree, but that's pretty obvious to me. Okay. Let's move on. What is
a match that is just simply known from that city or town just because they happen to be there?
The El Paso street fight. You're going to make them add that to the graphic, you fucking idiot. And that is probably accurate. I expect blood and other weird things because it's Sammy and Vance and Steph. Yeah, there's going to be some weird shit going down here. Just saying. Maybe Steph goes into a pile of tacks. I don't know. Face first. All right.
Damn.
Moving on.
Sheesh.
I'd say, I mean, with it going from freaking 45 to 70 here in Toledo tomorrow, I mean, sinuses are a real thing. What's also a real thing, according to JJ and Jeff, is the guy that is the king, though he's not my king. He hasn't been crowned yet. I'm not going to yawn at this match, but I'm going to yawn at him calling himself a king because he's no king. But he is in action tomorrow night. Frank Kazarian goes one-on-one with Bulletproof Steve Macklin. Frank Kazarian, of course, still holds the Call Your Shot Gauntlet Trophy. Steve Macklin at a crossroads with his mentality with Eric Young, a man that he respects, but he doesn't trust the way that Eric Young right now is approaching holding power in TNA wrestling after the feud that Steve Macklin had with Josh Alexander in the first place. And, of course, Macklin and Eric Young's respect was founded upon their match last year at 50 Road. They even became a tag team. Now, the last time Steve Macklin was involved in singles action, Flop Dollar, AJ Francis, freaking beat him thanks to the Northern Army and Eric Young interfering from their presence. And also, I believe it was Sinner that got involved on behalf of Sinner and Saint. Steve Madden, of course, had that unique sit down with Eric Young and told him, you know the way in, you also know the way out. So it doesn't sound like, again, he's giving Eric Young, no, he wants nothing to do with him. Why Kazarian? You're going to look at his track record. But hey, he's on the main card this time. He's not on the countdown. I guess that's progress. We also know that he still holds the Call Your Shot trophy that he could call up to Slammiversary, Bound for Glory this year for a chance at the TNA World Championship. All right, JJ, it's your boy. Go ahead and say how he's winning.
All I want to know is, will you bow down to the king once he is officially crowned?
Maybe.
Will you acknowledge him as your king at that point?
It took 4 years for me to acknowledge Roman Reigns as my tribal chief. Don't get your hopes up. But continue.
Well,
yeah, I can see that.
I definitely wanted to put my king over here, but at the end of the watch along when they made this match,
we got mollywopped by Moose and freaking Jeff Hardy. That was hilarious. You're fine, brother. Continue.
The point was made about how people that have cash-ins always lose until they win the cash-in match, and it's a valid point here. So as much as I'll be cheering Frankie on, I'm going to actually bet on Steve Maclin here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I think Walker's onto something here. If EY is really trying to recruit Maclin and get him back in his good graces, he may try to help him win. Steve Maclin may not like it after the fact, but I think EY and his Northern Armory may try to help Maclin here.
Fair. We're tired, we're lazy, and we are simply predicting, folks. All right.
I've had no caffeine all day, so that's part of it.
Well,
no coffee, no soda, just water.
Gotta do it once in a while,
and I've
bro.
been up since 4 a.m. That's what's part of mine.
Dude, that's New Japan mentality. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm up sometimes through the night because I am fucking crazy. Anyway, and I watch wrestling 6 days a week globally. All right, Walter. Interesting. JJ Pitt to Maclin, and again, Maclin, he did lose his last singles match thanks to Eric Young, Northern Army's interference. Maybe in a counterpoint, the Northern Army actually helps Maclin win. Eric Young did say, "I'm doing this for you. You have to see what I'm doing for you is only the good for you. You have to see the truth." Well, maybe this time the good actually works in Maclin's favor. What do you think? Because at the end of the day, Kazarian took a call his shot if he wants, even in defeat, I guess. He's thinking.
You know what? Opposite. Frankie wins because that EY tries to help, but it backfires. Like a miscue, which is gonna piss Steve Maclin off.
Same thing
that's gonna
So he just pulled a Willy Wonka, said strike that, reverse it.
About time. I was waiting for y'all to finally be polar opposites in a match. Jeez, peace.
Question is who do you side with, sir? Do you agree with me and say that Steve Maclin is winning, or do you agree with Walter and begin to hail the king of TNA?
From a context standpoint, the bigger story is Maclin and Eric Young's relationship, which I do think is going to devolve in Maclin going up against Northern Armory, one-man army, tag him and bag him. To get there, you have to keep Maclin guessing himself when it comes to the trust of Eric Young. In order to do that, Eric Young needs to benefit Maclin to show that what I'm doing for you is right and good for you. And plus, AJ Francis is no quality opponent next to Frank Kazarian. If Maclin gets a win over Frank Kazarian, that means something. Former 6-time X Division champion. So I think to your point, the counter at Walter, though, this time the help works in favor of Maclin. So I'm going to go with Steve Maclin because eventually we got to get a definitive yes or no, which leads to Eric Young trying to destroy him for your own good because I gave you a chance. And then maybe he goes for a gauntlet against the Northern Armory. I'm thinking longer down the line here to the fact of the next show is called Unbreakable. How unbreakable is Steve Maclin when it comes to his mentality, being a former serviceman? Break Eric Young, the guy that's lived and died 6 times over in his Northern Armory. Get there by winning this and proving to Eric Young, you don't need him. Eric Young, you don't need this. But Eric Young, will still believe in his own form of power and control. Going with Steve Macklin for the win. You're on your own, Walter. All right. But still, I like the fact that that was a little different. About time we got a little bit of polarizing thoughts here. Okay. Now we're going to get into some real matches here. No offense to those other matches, but let's be honest. They're all mid. This one, however, JJ, is right up your alley and probably one you're very looking forward to because it's time to talk some TNA shit. It's the Rascals and Ace Austin versus Wesley, Tyson, DuPont, excuse me, not even point, DuPont. I just realized that. What the hell? What happened to your eye? And Tyreek Igwe. Igwe, that just sounds weird. Again, WWE name generator. What the fuck? Anyway, 6-man tag team action, NXT versus TNA. Am I telling lies here? I mean, seriously, at least they call them the Ballad Rejects from Grand Theft Auto. Anyway, it's the Rascals versus Wesley and company. This really stems from the fact Wesley stabbed his friends last year in NXT. You look at the timeline, Zachary Wentz lost to Wesley at Chicago. You thought that was it, Chicago street fight. Nope. Just when the Rascals were getting momentum and even challenging for the TNA Tag Team Championships, Wesley once again made his former friends' lives a living hell after he blames them for everything that's happened to him and that he got left behind, kind of like Rosemary. So here we are with unique allies, former rivals here, in Ace Austin, who has had a hell of a feud in the past against Trey Miguel for the Exhibition Championship. And we have 6-man tag team action in what truly feels like the first interpromotional match on this card. It's NXT versus TNA. As you heard tonight, if you watched TNA Impact like us, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and Ace Austin look to send NXT permanently back home to NXT and out of the lives once for all, closing this chapter definitively. Well, Mr. NXT, JJ, you're going to go against your brand here, and do you fit the Rascals, the good guys win in the end, or where we go from here? What you got? Dot.
See, I feel like we could get some more out of this. But I feel like Wesley's portion needs to be done. If that makes any sense.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, this has been going on almost a year now. When you figure about the first time Wesley went back to the Rascals was last year's Slammiversary, and they won that trios match together. Continue.
So it's like, because I'm also thinking about Unbreakable, and I'm thinking you want to have some NXT talent on Unbreakable, but you don't want to have your top tier talent because Stand and Deliver is literally 2 days later.
Yep.
So I wouldn't mind seeing Wes, Tyson, and Tyreek get the W here because I don't think Cora's going to win. So I want a 50-50 book the NXT involvement here. And then come Unbreakable, we could have Tyson and Tyreek versus the Rascals. You know, because Tyson and Tyreek aren't going to factor into Stand and Deliver. But they can be used on Unbreakable a couple days prior. Wesley potentially could fit into Stand and Deliver. You know, so I'm thinking kind of long-term here. And again, I want to try and split the NXT involvement. You're not going to put both talents over, but you don't want to have both lose either, you know, so where can they afford to give up a victory? They can afford it here as opposed to having Cora defeat Masha. So I'm going with the NXT contingent here.
Okay. Interesting thought. But I also figured out this, Walter. If, you know, Wesley's cronies go in tag team match here in TNA against the Rascals, per se, you kind of have Ace Austin and Wesley on the outside. And when I look at this feud, it really boils down, I think, to the person we have not seen Wesley face yet one-on-one. That's Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel, of course, was literally the guy that's been on the Rascals side of things and been there for both Wesley and Zachary Wentz since being part of TNA. I even told you his former history. Desmond, Xavier, and Trey Miguel were literally the original Rascals when they used to have trios action against the North and freaking Moose back in the bygone era. But that being said, let's see if Walter agrees or disagrees. Because now I'm sure you have his mind thinking. Walter, what do you think? Are you NXT or TNA?
TNA only because the benefit is around the corner, and they're not gonna want Ace Austin losing a match when that was his partner. Like, you want him going into that event looking as strong as possible, unless it's one of the other Rascals to take the loss. But
It's exactly what I was going to say. Is that he doesn't have to take the pinfall.
yeah.
Yeah. But again, Wesley has beaten Wentz before. So I guess the only way I could really go with NXT is if Wesley pins Trey Miguel. And then your Unbreakable idea gives me two matches there that are literally in the promotional that involves literally Trey versus Wes. But that also means that Wentz is kind of out of the way. But Wentz has already been feuding so much with Wesley. So it's almost like either do the tag team or you do Trey versus Wesley. And I feel like Trey versus Wesley is one more people rather see.
I would
But
do Wes versus Ace, Rascals versus Tyson and Tyreek.
yeah, I can understand that as well, but right now it just feels like Ace is here out of circumstance, numbers game. That's why I just think there's something different in mind for Ace Austin. But again, I do think some chapters need to come to a close. It's been almost a year now, and as far as Wesley Stand and Deliver, yeah, I could definitely see him going a different direction to get there, maybe against a ruler. So just figuring out loud, and again, I don't know what April is going to hold in store. I am going to go with the TNA contingency for the win here. There's a reason why ASOS and the Rascals came together in the first place. Got to give them a win, especially the Wesley has gotten the better of them every damn week up to here. So I got to go with TNA in this case. I'm going with Leslie, and I'm going with Ace Austin and the Rascals to put Wesley behind them once for all.
I do like what Walter's son said about the benefit, but Ace is already booked at that show in a match, and Wesley has not been announced as talent that's going to be there.
Exactly.
Triple H is already letting Kerry and Cross go. I don't know if he would allow other people to go.
And also, again, Karrion Kross has that familiarity with that promotion. So
yes,
that
helping to train Chris Bay. So
exactly. And again, God bless Chris Bay, man. Walking up again, he's going to be showing that art of finesse even stronger when the time presents. Keep going forward.
I'd love to see him actually be able to get involved and help Ace win his match at the benefit, but that's just, we don't know how far along he is on his recovery.
Yeah. You know what I would like? Don't get him involved, but just to go there and ring the bell or something. Like, do something so that we see him, like, ring the bell.
Well, you know he's going to be there.
Yeah, he's got to be there. I mean, it's literally for him. It's literally love and support for him. Genuine support from the wrestling business. Ain't that a rare commodity? It's just one of those things where, again, I look at Ace Austin. I look at this run since the Chris Bay tragedy after Bound for Glory. And it does feel like at the end of the day, yeah, keep him strong, keep the man going, keep the win. He's got the emotional favor towards him, and I do think this Wesley saga needs to end. So, Team TNA here for me.
James said that he actually, Chris Bay released a video of what actually got him hurt himself, but I can't bring myself to watch it, so I don't know how true it is.
Again, we're actually a legitimate source, and it's up to you all if you want to relive that past. Speaking of past, let's go ahead and move on to somebody from the past, back her in the present to prove that she truly is undeniable forever. This Diamond, as she goes up 1-1 against Lei Ling Ling. It's Tessa Blanchard versus Lei Ling Lee. Since Tessa Blanchard came back to TNA and beat Jordan Grace, claiming this is not only her division, this is her company. Nobody is on her level. No one can touch her. Santino Marella, though, the director of authority, made sure that she wrestled. Otherwise, she would be fired. Now, she did fulfill that obligation. But originally, she was going to look at the trainer, but Lei Ling Lee was being looked at to being misted by Rosemary. And after the disrespect by Tessa, this match was made official literally last week. We saw what happened tonight during the knockout tag with NXT Inception with Cora Jade, as Tessa Blanchard did get the win, but she pinned the TNA Knockouts World Champion, not Layling Lee, that literally dropped the knee on the back of Cora Jay's head. So it's a one-on-one knockouts contest where both these women might have the TNA Knockouts World Championship in their sight. But again, Tessa Blanchard, enough said. All right, Walter, it's on you. What do you think happens here in this match? And again, based on what we called at Genesis, this should be a well-fought contest, but it sounds like to me, I think I already know what you're going to say.
Tessa all the way. Lay is just a sacrifice, Pee Wee Herman. Yay! I said the secret word of the day. But it literally he's just a sacrifice. I just aged myself by actually knowing that reference.
Look, I'm the one that made something freaking Pee Wee Herman's secret word for a podcast to give James his own personal hell he will never get away from. So I approve. And when I was once a wee lad, Pee Wee Herman was me and my mom's childhood tradition. And if you didn't scream during the secret word, it was blasphemy. So there you go. But don't scream in your house tonight, folks. Let your people sleep. But yeah, the word of the night is sacrifice. And it sounds like Walter just summed up Layling Mean to a T. I'm surprised you didn't say fatality. That being said, JJ, do I even have to ask you, bro?
Nope.
And it's unanimous. Let's be honest here. After tonight, if not an Unbreakable Rebellion, I definitely see Tessa Blanchard challenging for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. And the only way that happens is if she stays undefeated, as she keeps calling herself undeniable forever. It just might be inevitable that she once again is champion. Lord help that division.
Undefeated. That's her tagline. Watch. She's going to go, I'm undefeated, undeniable, unbreakable. That's going to be the tagline. Watch.
That is going to be her next T-shirt. I guarantee you. Seriously, TNA, get more out there for your knockouts. Okay, respect the women's division.
Seriously, Rosemary was the only one I could find. Not that I didn't mind buying her, but I really wanted to. You were there. You were with me when I was shopping.
Yeah.
I really wanted to support the knockouts, and literally Rosemary was the only one on there.
Well, there won't be no friendship here. There's going to be a fatality, and I agree. Tessa Blanchard's probably going to magnum her in the next week. So, yep, I got Tessa Blanchard winning this as well. There's nobody on her level right now in the Knockouts division. She legit is in her claim. After sending Jordan Grace to NXT, who could oppose her? Maybe Masha, but still, we'll have to see about that. And Charles also saying, him being 26, he knows a good amount of shows from back in the day. I was a 90s kid at Nickelodeon Cartoon Network. They were the pride of television next to Fox Kids. Anyway, that just suppose my age. I'm 33, though, so there you go. And it would be epic if Cora wins, but Masha wins Amanda with the advanced spot, and I think JJ with the cause and effect. But before we get there, because again, it's the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Respect the most valuable women's championship in the business on the Western Front. Damn it. Let's go ahead and talk about this, which I'm sure we'll have more to say. Let's go ahead and see if you trust the system. As Moose, after an incredible hard-fought effort against the ruler of NXT, Obafemi, for the NXT Championship, lost. Is still a TNA Exhibition Champion, but now goes up against a man that has pinned him twice under multi-team circumstances. Jeff Hardy. And to add more fuel to the fire, we're taking it to the extreme because it's a ladder match, a Hardy specialty. Of course, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are still the TNA Tag Team Champions after another incredible bout. This two of them is just fucking incredible. At Roadblock against Fraxium. And according to the exclusive, they have their eyes on maybe more gold, JJ. But that being said, this is the first step in the system, proving why, again, they work before we get to our main event. So that being said, JJ, you saw Moose. You saw the war he went through on Tuesday night. We called it. Moose, though, is the face of the franchise. He is the Fantasy champion. And despite Jeff Hardy's extreme nature, he's never been X Division champion, believe it or not, folks. But he is a former TNA World Champion. And I got to imagine it's going to be way before the main event, where, again, we'll see if you trust the system and if it works. So let's see if JJ has a what the fuck moment. JJ, do you have a new X Division champion in Jeff Hardy, or does Moose send him crashing down and stand above his broken body?
This one is hard.
Right?
This one is hard.
Ooh, that's an interesting take.
That is an interesting take by Nestor. See, again, I'm thinking long term with this.
Mm-hmm.
Moose is bringing us back to our Samoa Joe days where it's not about weight limits, it's about no limits.
Exactly.
Moose is showing that despite not being your standard X Division wrestler, he can still be champion. And I respect Moose for that. Even though I don't trust the system, I respect him for that.
Hmm.
But I think we need to start moving the title to a more X Division style of wrestler, especially with the NXT partnership. We've literally already gotten the one match everybody wanted. The one match that Noah Foster said that Walter and I needed to give up on, that it was never going to happen.
He's never
And
gonna
yet,
deliver.
Noah Foster, the simple man with the spectacular voice, the man who you can make sing My Sacrifice with a $25 super chat,
Stop
sat
it!
there in that chair on Tuesday night and called Moose versus Obafemi.
You're never gonna let me let that down, are you?
Fuck no, I'm not. So we already got the crossover match with Moose that we wanted.
Yes.
Moose can go back to TNA land and never be seen on NXT again. But Jeff Hardy is using NXT as a way for the Hardys to get back on WWE television. For the Hardys to get reintegrated in the WWE system so that once their TNA contracts are done, they can come back home officially, have a 1 or 2 year glory run, go in the Hall of Fame. Jeff Hardy versus Javon Evans for the X Division title.
Oh, good God. Bounciness galore.
Jeff Hardy versus Wes Lee. Jeff Hardy versus Axiom, Nathan Frazier, Riley Osborne. There's a lot of guys over on NXT that would work with the X Division style that Jeff could work with to help elevate and even in their defeat, help put them over.
I can see that.
Walters watched Evolve with me. Jeff Hardy versus Cappuccino Jones. Jeff Hardy versus Jack Cartwheel.
Okay, I like that one actually. Mm.
You know, there's a lot there for Jeff Hardy as X Division champion, bringing the X Division championship to NXT television and stand and deliver as a result.
Cross promotional showcasing.
I'm going to say your new X Division champion here is Jeff Hardy.
Wow. Okay. Well, that might be.
Especially going into Mania season, man.
And, well, I mean, weirder things have happened, especially during the season. This whole interpromotional dynamic definitely throws curveballs up in the air, but you also might just set up the system for failure, considering this is the guy that literally has made the system prevent shutting down. Let's just be honest here.
I mean,
And
you
it's
did
extremely
say that
rare.
Norton is the weakest antivirus, so I'm just saying we call Alicia Edwards Norton.
Well, yeah, and whether or not she's involved here or involved outside the steel cage is a whole different conversation. We saw what happened tonight, though, after Moose literally was brawling with Jeff Hardy. Okay, well, again, Walter, though, this is Jeff Hardy's specialty, but it's also his greatest weakness because, yeah, that crazy son of a bitch is definitely going to dive off the top of a ladder and might crash and burn through a table. Just please don't break your coccyx like you did at WrestleMania 25. That was nasty. All right. Y'all know, you know. I know y'all know. All right. So, that being said, Walter, do you have a new X Division champion?
No,
That
because Jeff's gonna do something stupid. He's gonna have the title in his grasp and then look down, see Moose on the table or something. Can't help it. Sacrifice his body, and Moose
My
moves or something.
sacrifice.
cut that out.
He's gonna move, and then Moose can climb the ropes. But I do like Brother's idea of Fraxium. But I don't know if that could work because they're faces. That kind of a heel dickish thing to do to Jeff. Like,
Well, it also
but
comes down they stay as a tag team, and as long as they have the gold, I imagine they will stay as a duo. We also saw, to your point about the coaches, Bubba Ray did consult them post match and gave them each a pair of the Dudley glasses. I'm not gonna lie, actually, I'm wearing the Dudley glasses though. With that mask was kind of freaking funny.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I think Jeff ain't gonna be able to get out of his own way. It's gonna be his own doing.
Well, I mean, it was the mind child of Jeff Hardy that won the TNA Tag Team Championships at Bound for Glory that I saw live, as they had Full Metal Mayhem enigmified because everything was literally painted as if Jeff Hardy literally painted it. I don't expect the same mindscape here. I expect Moose to show us once again why you don't trust the system, but he is the face of the franchise because Moose has literally fought in every match imaginable. But to my thoughts, I don't think he's been involved in a ladder match. So again, this is a first, but it's not a first for the X Division Championship. That's for damn sure. Talking about how he's looking to take this title two different heights to JJ's point, not using it as option C, but truly show why this is the title you go after. And it's been extremely rare since Samoa Joe we've had a heavyweight of this caliber of capability hold this championship. I want to see what moves can continue to do with it. He's been a great champion since being Speedball Mike Bailey for last year, and has continued to show why he is the guy to overcome in TNA. Why Oba Family, the ruler, was able to beat him on Tuesday. Again, to Walter's point, maybe just survive. And damn it, they need to run that back. I don't know how, but you need to do it some point on a TNA ring. Just saying. But I'm going to go with Walter here and say whether Jeff Hardy breaks his conscience or not, I think Moose does retain. Because at the end of the day, Moose being an X-Division champion works for the man. It also keeps him away from the TNA World Championship picture, considering what could happen. But that's a whole different conversation, probably. So I'm going with retainment here. Plus, Moose is also taller. He wants to climb as high. So I think that also plays to his advantage, too. Go with Moose. All right. But good stuff, though. And again, we know Matt Hardy won't be involved here because, again, the guy prepared for the 10-man tag. We know the system shouldn't be involved here. The guy prepared for the 10-man tag. And if there's one thing we can say about Moose, usually he handles his business on his own, win or lose. So, again, ladder match, though, anything goes. All right. Well, we saw the summit tonight between two candidates that you could ask for your leadership better than who ran for public office. Now they go one-on-one. Let's go ahead and talk about Mustafa Ali versus Mike Santana. And yes, Mustafa Ali will have his cabinet with him. The Great Hands, Jason Hodge, John Schuyler, and Tasha Steele, his press secretary. Okay, straight up, this is a battle of pride, leadership, and proving a point. Mike Santana saying he's on a path of purpose to get to the TNA World Championship after going through the system by himself, including beating moves last year at Bound for Glory and beating Josh Alexander in a I Quit match, where Josh said, "You are now the standard. Not only did I quit in this match, I quit on TNA." Mustafa Ali, though, came back and returned home, saying that he is looking to make TNA even greater than before, like last year, with pursuits of going after the TNA World Championship, saying TNA is in a great spot, but TNA needs great leadership. Mike Santana is not the leader we need, being a former addict who is still an addict, whether he denies it or not. But also, Mike Santana, a reformed man, a father figure for his own young daughter. Mustafa Ali has made this extremely personal. Getting the last shot in physically and verbally and leaving a shot to drink. I guarantee you that he did not drink that. But like me and Walter said during the watch along, JJ, I'm pretty sure Mike Santana is looking to drink Mustafa Ali's blood. Okay, Walter, you and I literally cast played Mike Santana and Mustafa Ali during the summit. So let's go ahead and call it. Do you see Mustafa Ali being thrown off the bench from being the leader of TNA as Mike Santana stands on his path of purpose, might I add, undefeated in singles action? Or do you see Mustafa Ali proving why it is him we should trust in, more so thanks to his cabinet?
This one hurts for me. Like you guys know, Santana's my boy since day one. I've been riding with him
Accurate.
since back in the Latinx day, and it's like, ugh, they've been putting such an emphasis that he's undefeated and he hasn't been pinned since coming back. That I feel like they keep hinting at that so much that he's gonna get his first loss. Because why do they keep bringing that up? But at the same time, you're bringing all his addiction, all his demons up, and then he loses on top of it. It's like, what the hell? The reason you bring all those demons is that you show that he rose above that, and it's all behind him. So a victory will prove that's beneath me. That's the old me. I am now a new person and I rose above it. So it's like, God damn it, I am super conflicted with this one.
That's why I started with you.
Uh huh, dickhead. No, I'm kidding. Uh, uh, shit. But to be a solo, solely because of that emphasis that he's been undefeated, I think Mustafa Ali takes it, and it's gonna lead to more matches. Like this is just the first of a few more. So the rivalry is gonna continue. And look for a champagne bottle or some kind of alcohol get ready to be poured over him. And I don't like those angles, but I just feel like they're gonna end up doing it. Hopefully, it's just really in real life just grape juice or something. But I just feel like a la Jericho and CM Punk and all that kind of crap. That you know, these angles have been done before with Jeff and Punk with different things. So I just feel like Mustafa does it, and I actually sincerely hope I'm wrong.
This is one point you don't mind losing, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right. Well, JJ, for an lead, do you trust or do you believe Mike Santana is the guy that will lead TNA into a brighter promise on his path of purpose? And to Walter's point, this is also Mustafa Ali's, I would say, bigger level TNA comeback start of his campaign launch. So if you're already calling yourself to be the leader that we need and you lose out of the gate, probably not going to get the people's vote. So, JJ, do you agree or disagree with Walter with Mustafa Ali, begrudgingly or not?
See, in all I trust,
Right.
but
Dot, dot,
I
dot.
don't know if Santana is going to lose this. I feel like dude beat Josh Alexander
Mm-hmm.
just to turn around and lose to Mustafa Ali.
A little over a month later, might I add.
Like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Unless they do it and it's a controversial finish. You know, foot under the rope, something like that, and the referee doesn't see it.
I just want you to look at the graphic while you think about that.
I know Ali's got his cabinet, and that's going to be, helping him out. But there's also agents on the free agent market that, to our knowledge, haven't signed anywhere yet. And this could be how they are worked into something.
I
You
see you
know,
call it.
we still have Miro hanging around out there. We still have Malachi Black hanging around out there.
Mm.
We still have um who is the third?
Gray Phoenix.
No, there was another one and all. Oh, it was Saints, but he's already shown up. Never mind.
Yeah, about to say Ricky Saints is NXT, so there goes
Yeah.
that.
So those two are still kind of lingering. And we all said that, Alistair Black, Malachi Black, whatever you want to call him, going back to WWE would be pretty much a lock. But Miro, Rusev, especially now that we had Hammerstone reappear here tonight,
Yep.
I wouldn't mind seeing Miro and Hammerstone.
Ooh.
That I like that actually.
So who's to say that someone like a Miro can't be coming here and helping Santana to take out the cabinet? Because if there's a single man that would debut that could definitely do that, it would be a Miro.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, much like how Walter's okay losing the point, I'm going to go with Santana. And if I'm wrong and Ali does it, I'm wrong and Ali does it. But I think Santana has to get this,
You,
despite the odds being stacked against him.
mm,
It's definitely a better story if he wins.
you
You know,
both.
I mean, what's the point of making it so personal if Santana doesn't shut up Ali?
That's my problem.
Well, first off, you both suck. Because you're split. Damn it.
Mm-mm.
Well, I get what you're saying on two fronts. You got the big win at Genesis. Now he's the standard of TNA. Mustafa Ali came back though, took his, I would say, thunder, took his confidence, took his moment, and literally came into TNA, not even acknowledging Mike Santana by name or even by look. We heard what they said during the summit, and this is also Mustafa Ali's first match on a premium TNA event since coming back. But he's also got this extended cabinet behind him. It's not just Secret Service anymore. He's got the great hands and he's got Tasha Steelz. And we all know what Tasha Steelz can do for somebody, whatever it takes. It's also one of those things where, again, it's the first time they're going 1-on-1. And why Mustafa Ali took the X Division Championship to so much more promise. I don't know what he could do with the TNA World Championship, and I am curious to see a confrontation with Mustafa Ali and Joe Hendry, considering who motivates us and what we believe in, why someone thinks this is the one we should be trusting in. It's also one of those things where, again, do you prove a point right out the gate, or do you let it linger? Like you said, we got Unbreakable. Can you break Mike Santana's spirit? And we also got Rebellion. Mike Santana opposing this cabinet, this presidential public office. It's one of those things where I am kind of torn as well, but I look at the fact that he's got the outside influences. You kind of caught it yourself. The foot of the roof, the foot of the roof, the foot of the roof. What's stopping Tasha Steelz from doing that? What's stopping the Great Hands from getting involved here and then getting taken out? We saw during the summit, Walter, when the Great Hands got mollywopped by Mike Santana, it was Tasha Steelz that got in front of Mustafa Ali. Mike Santana had no problem putting his hands on her, though, from the side, and it allowed Mustafa Ali to attack from behind with a clubbing shot to the back of the head. He left him a glass, and whether or not that glass was authentic or not, who cares? But I think right now, with the fact that we don't know the direction of the TNA World Championship, especially with the fact now on the line here at Sacrifice, but person who wins that steel cage match, you very well might have your next challenger for the title at Unbreakable. I think I got to go right now with these two continuing this feud for one man to prove a point definitively in the end. I don't think it's a one-off. So I'm going to go with Mustafa Ali. I think that Mike Santana is a guy that has to continue to fight from underneath like he's done his whole life. If Mustafa Ali loses, I think he's down in the water. Why did he sign and came back last month? It wasn't for the X Division Championship, clearly. And if you're going to push yourself towards the World Championship, you got to make sure that you jump to the front of the line. Mike Santana, in my opinion, is at the front of the line. How you bump him? You beat him. You all say it best. It's not how you win, it's who wins. A win is a win. Doesn't mean Mike Santana will just stand down from it. But I'm going with Mustafa Ali getting what I think is round one of this rivalry that's gotten very interesting and very personal. I'm going with Ali for the win. I don't trust him, but I expect him to win tomorrow night. Mustafa Ali.
Fair enough. And apparently Wesley doesn't know about a 90-day no-compete clause.
Well,
So
some people
Electra
do.
Lopez can't come to TNA just yet. The names I named can because Tony didn't hold them to that.
Exactly. And again, you should never hold anybody hostage in this industry. But I like the fact that we are partisan. So there we go. There's a reason why I put this towards the top, because after the night, this is definitely one of the more compelling storylines. And I know it hits you hard, Walter, because that's your boy. You support him, but also you're a father yourself. So again, this is going to be a very unique matchup. Good luck to both men. And may Mike Santana's addictions not come back to bite him in the ass. The bad ones, I mean. I hope the good ones actually exceed him. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and freaking Charles saying still, I guess he means in Ali he trust. All right. Well, that's your own choice. We'll see again if you trust this candidate. I will say this. I trust this candidate more than the people that run the office, but that's a whole different conversation, not being political. Let's go ahead and get to what I think should be the semi-main, considering it is a championship match, and it is the TNA Knockouts World Championship, the most predominant women's championship on the Western Front, the most respected, and honestly, my favorite design next to the AEW Women's World Championship. It's Monster Slammer going up against Cora Jade of NXT. course, Cora Jade crossed the line and she gave Masha Slamovich a kill warrant. And literally, these two have been at odds since ever since. Up to before the night, though, Cora Jade's only gotten the better of Masha from behind after the fact when Masha competes or has been in an interview. After Cora Jade fell short after the NXT Women's Championship at Vengeance Day, she now has another chance to win gold. Her last chance, in my opinion. And we saw what happened tonight during the women's tag. It was a belt shot to the face, thanks to Cora Jade, that got Masha pinned, not by Cora Jade, but by Tessa Blanchard. Cause and effect, folks. And Tessa Blanchard has also made sure her attention is well known. She will go after this title her way, on her time, because nobody is on her level. I'm just going to do this real quick. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. So you might literally be trying to figure out what your TNA Knockouts World Championship match will be at either Unbreakable or Rebellion. Masha Slamovich, of course, has been a fighting champion in TNA, including Bloodsport, since being in Jordan Grace last year at Bound for Glory. Of course, coming off that crazy win against Rosemary in the Clockwork Orange House of Fun match at Genesis. Here's the next challenger. Will Cora Jade still show us that deathmatch queen she once was on the Indies? Or is Elena Black laid to rest in that little comment she used to carry back on AEW Dark, and Cora Jade just sticks around in NXT because Masha smashes her and hopefully doesn't give her a concussion? Also, watch that knee, considering how proficient of a striker and a technical manipulator Masha Slamovich is. All right, JJ, it's on you. It's NXT. It's Cora Jade from NXT taking on TNA's Masha Slamovich for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. I know you gave some foregone warning regarding your previous predictions from earlier with the whole NXT relationship, case in point. But this is legitimately for the title, and this is Cora Jade, the woman that we thought was going to be Roxanne's spot, but she got injured, and Roxanne rose to promise. And Cora Jade's done little to nothing except be Roxanne's friend. She lost Vengeance Day. It's a 2-for-2 in championship bouts, and we see maybe she can reset herself in NXT against Tony Valkyria, who has the NXT Women's and Women's North American Championship. I'll give her credit. She keeps fighting, but again, can she fight harder than Masha Slamovich? Do you have a new TNA Knockouts World Champion?
No.
Simply put.
Sadly, I think time has passed Cora Jade by. You know, last year was supposed to be her time, got injured. Roxanne got the second reign, turned heel, elevated her game, main roster bound, Elimination Chamber, about to have a WrestleMania match against Bayley. And now NXT is Julia, Stephanie Vakir, Zarya, Jordan Grace.
Keep going.
Cora Jade's fallen, out of the spotlight. There's no room for her anymore in this division. Whether that means she gets moved up to the main roster or she just has to try to find her way again. This women's roster is too stacked, too deep, with the international sensations I just named. Then the women that have been there pulling their weight, sustaining the division in her absence, your Fallon Henleys, your JC Janes, your Gigi Dolans, your don't throw names out here because I'm just getting my thoughts for a second, but your Jada Parkers, your Lola Vices, your Thea Hales, these girls have held the division down in Cora's absence.
Damn right I do call it.
Even to a certain extent, your Wendy Choos and your Nikita Lyonses, who are a little bit less prominent, but they've still kind of been there doing the grunt work while Cora was injured, came back, got injured, came back. There's no room for Cora, unfortunately. But that being said, Masha's not going to be losing to Cora Jade. Masha's probably not going to lose until Tessa Blanchard. If we're being real. And TNA has to decide if they truly want to put the belt on Tessa with the way the fans respond to her.
Yep.
But you can't deny talent either. You know, it wasn't the most popular decision to give Brock Lesnar championships, but you can't deny his ability.
Falls all the way back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was IWGP champion. Continue.
You know, it wasn't a popular decision to have Roman Reigns go undefeated for 4 years, but you couldn't deny his drawing ability and his talent. Whether the fans like Tessa or not, they're going to pay money to watch her get her ass beat. But she's not going to get her ass beat for a minute.
No.
Not going to happen. So
Nope.
when that moment finally does happen, it's going to be grand. But your next knockouts champion is going to be Tessa.
Timestamp, folks, 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 35 seconds, as stated by the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams himself on March 13th, 2025, 11:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Continue.
And as far as NXT goes, Cora might have a shot at the North American title, but she's not going to get the women's title. You know, Stephanie Vaquer is going to have a decent run with that. And they're either going to eventually run her and Julia back, or she's going to lose it to a Jordan Grace, or she's going to lose it to a Fallon Henley moving up to the main event scene after having a decent North American run. You know, they're not going to give it to Cora, I don't think. Not anytime soon. So, sorry, not sorry. As much as I love the former skater girl from 2.0, it's not. Masha's going to smash the shit out of her.
And I'm going to enjoy it because Mancha Slavis is the real shit. All right. Well, again, like you said, though, it's exposure versus brand recognition, NXTNA. And Cora Jade, I did follow some of her work before she was actually Cora Jade and not just AEW Dark. And Elena Black has literally shown the scars on Bust Open Epic Dark to prove it. She can be a hardcore bitch. So I'm curious to see if Mancha Slavis brings that back out of her and gives Masha a run for her money. Again, I don't think Cora Jade has had the strongest singles performance since coming back from injury. She's been stronger alongside Roxanne Perez and tap outs with the likes of Julia and Bailey. We saw what she was able to try and do, though, in that fatal four-way, but really she has fallen way off that spotlight, to your point. This is a big chance for her to prove that I still can be a viable threat towards the championship, even in defeat. Sometimes a match is a learning experience, and sometimes it's the impact you leave versus the decision you get. So Cora Jade, may this be a launching pad for great things for you, but you're not my next TNA Knockouts World Champion. I got Masha smashing your ass, but I want you to give Masha a fight worthy of your shenanigans and show us that Elena Black still exists. But Masha for the win. Walter, anything you want to add regarding anything further than what we said? I don't think it's not going to be freaking ununanimous here.
Well, first of all, I didn't want to interrupt JJ and make him lose his train of thought when he was naming people. So,
Go ahead, say it.
Mamacita. But
Good man, by the way. Good man. Good man. Continue. Dunk on you.
um, yeah, I said it earlier. I don't think Tessa Blanchard's ego is gonna let Cora J be the one to beat Masha. She's gonna want to do it herself. So Tessa's gonna have something to do with it. Whether it leads to a one-on-one after, or maybe at Unbreakable a triple threat. That way, Tessa pins Cora so that Masha doesn't have to lose the title clean, like get pinned in it. But I'm hoping that doesn't happen because God knows WrestleMania is gonna give us enough triple threat, so I don't need TNA to do it too. But
At least two I could think of.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think that's what leads to the one-on-one with Cora and Tessa, is that Tessa kind of interferes in this match, and you would think Cora is about to win, and then Masha takes advantage and wins because, again, um, Tessa's ego is not gonna let anyone beat her but her. Like she's not gonna let. Yes, she wants a title, but it's also she wants to prove herself to be that bitch and be, you know, better than everyone else. So she's not gonna want to let anyone beat Masha but her. So I feel like that's what it's gonna lead to. So yeah, I agree. Unanimously, Masha wins, but I think Tessa's gonna have something to do with it.
I just think, based on the fact the next show is called Unbreakable, it almost feels like a red herring for things to come when you got somebody that calls himself Unbreakable in Tessa Blanchard or Undeniable Diamond Forever, whatever. But I think you literally came up with the T-shirt slogan yourself, and you might have literally foretold the
Mm.
future why he called it. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, again, I really expected bigger things for Cora Jade, but in the landscape right now, she's just there. So really, she needs to figure out stuff. Sad to say. So I'm hoping tomorrow gives some sort of like reconciliation towards her career across NXT and A. She definitely needs something. So just like,
Something.
dang, damn it, you had to say it. I was just talking. Again, I definitely hope that.
You said it, not him.
Well, he's the one that brought the gimmick. It's a word. What other word you use besides something when you're trying to talk about an object with another action, aftermath?
So can we agree then that something is the word? Frankie Valley has been lying to us. Grease isn't the word. Bird isn't the word.
Oh Lord!
Something is the word.
Oh my God! What the fuck is happening here? Damn
Mama,
it!
umama, mouth, umama, mouth.
Oh my gosh! This is good. This is turning into a whole nother gimmick, and I don't know if I like
Let
it.
us see the somethings in the chat, y'all. I know y'all
No,
are down with the gimmick.
no. Everyone calm down right now. All right. It's late for that shit. Y'all crazy. All right. Jesus, I'm a trendsetter. I don't like it. All right. Moving on to our main event. Again, we have a lot of talk, a lot of fun. Most unanimous. We have suspension of disbelief in the NXT interpromotional showcase relationship where NXT could win in TNA or TNA could win across NXT. What could happen beyond here where we're going to stand and deliver? But before then, we're going to see who's truly unbreakable. And I'm sure there'll be some other tomfoolery between TNA and NXT. We'll see more crossing the line between now and then. But let's go ahead and move on to our main event. For the first time in 5 years, we have a steel cage. It is not locked down, though. Believe it or not, it is not locked down. I know I missed that too. But it is a 10-man tag team steel cage match. You have Joe Hendry, of course, our team. Oh, fuck, I said the damn name.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Good grief. Why
Do you
did you
believe?
Of course I believe. Can you better start believing, damn it. Anyway, the TNA World Champion alongside one half of the TNA Tag Team Champions, Matt Hardy, also with Elijah, Leon Slater, and Nick Nemeth, the actual relevant Nemeth. Yes, he's back. Thank Christ. No longer to deal with that gimmick. They take on the System. Of course, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, JDC, and somebody that decided to incorporate themselves in the System, the Colons. 10-man tag team steel cage match goes as follows. Tonight, Leon Slater, Eddie Edwards fought for the advantage. And Eddie Edwards did get the win thanks to his cheat code of a wife, Alicia Edwards, after knocking out Leon Slater at the Boston Knee Party. This advantage means that we will always have a one-man up for the System. The steel cage match goes as follows. 2 men will start. After 2 minutes, another man will enter every interval of a minute, with the System starting off with their men. And this will continue until all 10 men are inside the steel cage. I'm not sure how this turns into a tag team match, but okay. Either way, once all 10 men are in the steel cage, the only way to win is via pinfall or submission. Now, we were talking about how we were setting up the future of the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Let's go ahead and try to figure out the freaking future of the TNA World Championship, shall we? After Joe Henry successfully retained against Alex Hammerstone. Again, was it a one-off? Is it a long-term return? What's next for Hammerstone since we know the tag team thing isn't really a thing anymore? We haven't seen Jake something since he challenged Joe Henry for the title too, just saying. So again, Joe Henry at the center. We saw Elijah cross the line and come to TNA, drifting in, and he stood alongside Joe Henry against the Colognes. We've seen the tag team match. We've seen the Co-Stars concert, if we're going to call it that. Not singing Sacrifice by Creed, by the way. Another Joe Henry original. I think I remember when he said, Henry took his job. I love that.
Still
And
got time to, by the way, if you want to super chat $25 to make Noah sing my sacrifice. Emmanuel, where's Arlene at?
Eileen, you go to sleep. You continue saving lives. God bless you, woman. All right, you stop it. You stop. You stop, Mr. Gilly. You stop it. Anyway,
Make a sacrifice to your wallet and donate.
will you cut that out? Anyway, the system, of course, still running roughshod here in TNA. They've been at odds ends with Leon Slayer. Of course, the system are hell bent on getting back the gold, including the TNA Tag Team Championships. And the Clones, well, they're looking to be cool in TNA and remind everybody exactly what the Cologne name means in professional wrestling and what the Cologne name means in TNA wrestling. Again, you trust the system, you see where it takes you. But it's 10-man tag. Now, I don't know if anyone's followed the history of lockdowns per se in TNA or the history of multi-person warfare imagined-side structures, but usually the heel team with the advantage kind of goes into the same result in the end against the opposition. Most times. Not all the time, but moreover. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So, let's see if you guys trust the system to win, or do you see this 5-man setup winning? And even though Nick Nemeth may not have his contractually obligated rematch for TNA World Championship thanks to his stupid-ass little brother, still, you might wonder if Nick Nemeth or Elijah have their eyes on Joe Hendry's TNA World Championship. And I believe this time, Walter, it's on you to start things off. Do you believe the system gets the win, or is something sacrificed that allows this five-some to win in the end, disadvantage included?
I don't know. I've had a few ideas tossed back and forth.
Does it include the TNA World Championship's future?
Yes.
That's what I feared was going to influence your decision. Good luck.
I think the system went for some reason. I don't know why. It seems like Ryan just keeps annoying Nick, and is like they're gonna eventually fight or whatever. But I think it's gonna lead to Nick actually going heel, and for some reason I feel like something's gonna happen where he screws his team, and I feel like the system's gonna win. And Joe Henry's already in the cage. You beat the hell out of him. He's vulnerable, and then you get Frankie coming in and calling his shot and leaving this event as the champion. I don't know. Just something's ringing in the back of my head. This weird gut feeling. This weird gut feeling, and you know what? Maybe the Nemesis are the ones that help Frankie do it, and like are the ones that beat him up. So for some reason, I just feel like it's doing that. So even if they win, my scenario can still happen at the end, even if that team wins.
That's true,
But
actually.
I'll say the system wins.
JJ,
I don't know what it is.
JJ, we do not know the extent of John Layfield when it comes to Nick Nemeth, the relationship there, the conflict with his little brother, though I don't mind him taking his head off each time I see him, nor the fact that it seems that each time John Layfield is here, it concerns the TNA World Championship. So much so, he stopped Kazarian cashing in not once, but twice, and took his head off almost 3 times. I wish he did. And of course, we know the last time we saw John Layfield, he went eye-to-eye death stare with Joe Hendry, who was able to retain his TNA World Championship. We're in Texas, just saying. So, it's El Paso, but still, JJ, he actually went with the system winning. Do you agree, or do you believe in the opposition?
I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in the baby faces. I believe they will win. But I also believe that what Walter said holds some merit, and that Nick Nemeth may be turning heel here. I would just pull the heel turn after the match.
So, super kick?
Something. Because you got to figure when they did the FaceTime with Nick to have him be part of their team, they had already told Ryan nobody trusts him. They had already told Ryan they don't want him. And Nick asked for the ability to tell Ryan, but Ryan was in the room, had already heard it all. So I think that he may protect his little brother.
He's already done that before, as we saw. He super kicked Joe Hendry when freaking Joe Hendry was going to give him a standing ovation prior to Genesis.
So what I could see happening here is, and I don't know if I'm a call for the Frankie cash in. I know that's the bonus point. We always have that as long as that's in play.
Correct, and it is part of the
But
form.
but to Walter's point, I could see the baby faces winning.
Mm-hmm.
Then I could see Nick dropping Joe Hendry and then Frankie cashing in.
Mm,
The team is celebrating, the team's embracing. Elijah leaves, Leon Slater leaves, Matt leaves, Nick drops Joe.
so the king has a couple of court gestures, is what you're. Well, they are comedians, so I mean, there's that.
Again,
Nah.
I don't think I'm going to call for the cash in. I think if Frankie is smart, he'll either do it at Unbreakable or at Rebellion.
Mm,
Because you figure Unbreakable's going into Rebellion. Rebellion is in his home turf. It's in
California.
Southern California. And the tapings in Irvine are even more so in his home turf because he used to be an OC boy as opposed to an LA boy.
Mm, Ontario, California.
So I could see him doing it there more so. And that way he wins the title in LA, has the homecoming in Irvine, has all those people to celebrate him. But I could definitely see Nick dropping Joe after the match here. Maybe to set up him versus Joe at Unbreakable. Because I'm sure he's going to have something to say to the director of Authorita, that son of a gun, Santino Marella,
Yeah.
about how Ryan used the rematch clause.
If anyone deserves a super kick, it's Ryan Nemeth in the throat.
But I have Team Babyface getting the victory here.
And I agree with you. Yeah, I just think right here, this just makes sense for the baby faces to win. Although I am more curious, though, not necessarily if Nick Nemeth's the guy to challenge Joe Hendry, but Elijah, because again, that long-term rivalry I think about, the very first song that Joe Hendry wrote about Elijah. Hendry took his job. It'd be a good filler, I think. And again, kabong over the head. Two musicians. Joe Hendry writes another song. It writes itself. He already wrote a song about Ryan Nemeth. He's Nick Nemeth's brother. The end. So it's just one of those things. Also, I see Alicia getting involved here. I see Ryan Nemeth getting involved here. I see John Layfield showing up here somehow, causing chaos and sending someone with a clothesline from hell back across the virtual border. So
Well, the Longtown Texan himself, so
we're in Texas, JJ. So it just seems like there should be a John Layfield appearance.
What
So
about Chavito?
that's another thing. Again, we know he's going to be at the tapings. How does he come into play here? Is he going to be on commentary during this? Does he maybe have a conflict with the Colognes? I mean, I don't see him helping Mike Santana, although that would be kind of interesting now that I think about that. But again, it's just one of those things where I just feel like right now Joe Hendry is on a roll. The system needs to sometimes be taken down a notch, not System of a Down, by the way, not the band. But if Moose wins, the rest of the system don't. Moose leads by example. I can see Moose still come into play here and Jeff Hardy, despite them having a match before this, just to help their teams. Because again, it's brother, it's system. Either way, I see the babyfaces winning. I see Ryan Nemeth and Nick Nemeth having a fallout before Nick Nemeth going heel. And I see John Layfield still preserving the TNA World Championship. So I don't see Kazarian cashing in. So I think Sacrifice ends normal. I think all the hell breaks loose during the match, but I don't think you get an angle at the end of Sacrifice here. I don't. I think you save that afterwards because, again, like you said, we're heading for Unbreakable, and then it's Rebellion. And I think Unbreakable's got to have precipice to its name. So I say babyfaces win, and you have the babyfaces standing tall in the end. And then Elijah kabongs Joe Hendry on a taping episode. Accidental or not. I think we get Elijah versus Joe Henry 1-on-1 for the TNA World Championship.
I
did
called
say-
that as soon as Elijah came out. I called that.
Yeah, you did. He did say we fight anyone, anytime, from anywhere. Just saying. So, Battle of the Bands, why not? Give me a Joe Henry concert and Elijah concert. I still listen to Amen, I'm going in. Elias in a different life. He was pretty good. He dissed Cleveland at one time when I went to Fastlane. I thought it was hilarious. And he was also right. So, I mean,
Whatever happened to Ezekiel, though? I miss him.
well, Kevin Owens, he powerbombed him into oblivion, I remember, and he got left on a stretcher and he was never seen again. So I don't know. Isn't that weird how family works? Like, where's El Generico? Whatever happened to that guy? You all keep telling me he's working in orphanages in Tijuana or something like that.
That's what I heard.
Thunder Rosa might know them where he is, but I don't know if La Mera also knows either.
He may have sacrificed himself.
How many
When
times you said,
you are with me.
stop it, stop it, stop it?
I'm alive.
Oh, for the love of Pete, copyright, Creed, I'm sorry. Anyway, okay.
Are you in your own prison, Noah?
Oh my gosh. It's one of those things right now. With arms wide open, I handle this madness.
Trying to take you higher, man.
Oh my god. Okay, Creed needs to become a freaking kick-ass karaoke night just to alleviate my pain. Oh Lord, freaking
I don't
hell.
think there's enough songs for Creed to do a whole night of them.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, they had very little songs. All right, this not going to turn into a music beat like Axis TV Aftermath. All right, we're done here.
But
That
what if
being-
we did do Creed? What if?
We could do.
What
we
if
could do
I?
it. We could do it with one last breath.
Oh my gosh.
All the way until you stand here with me.
Oh my gosh. Listening to the winds of change. Can we please cut this out before we turn this into a Creed
Are you torn?
playlist? All right. Now that we're here so far away, I'm going to bid everybody a fine.
That's
good night.
Stained. That's not Creed.
Yeah,
What's
well, I'm
this life
changing it
for?
up. I'm changing it up because I think we've gone away from the sun again way too long, and we need to stop before we go into a rock genre puns.
It's the
And
price
freaking
you
turn
pay to
this-
play the game, Noah.
For the love of Pete.
Are we
Are
gonna
you
be
getting so mad
unforgiven?
that your sight is blurry?
Right.
Oh my god.
He's gonna run away and hide.
So close, no matter how far. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another City Predicting. What are your thoughts, your opinions? What do you believe in? What do you trust in? What do you rock out or listen to? What do you watch Access TV or listen to us talk about music here too? Thank you all. Just stop it. Just stop it. Damn it. Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below and also in the chat as we get into our shows. Again, the forum will be live literally across social media platforms and also in the comments section as well. And please stay tuned for our coverage tomorrow night of our sacrifice, TNA sacrifice, and of course, my sacrifice of my insanity for these freaking yahoos and the shenanigans they put me through. Car commentary or not in kick-ass karaoke. And Charles, I have no idea. I'm waiting for that show to come back. I remember when Lethal Lockdown was a thing and every match was inside the freaking cage. I don't know. Maybe it's gimmick overkill again.
If they bring it back, everybody's gonna bitch because they want the 6-sided steel, and then it's gonna be this,
Well,
and then it's gonna.
Hey, the 4 sides was not that bad. We had that for a little while. Fortune, of course, beat freaking Immortal. Ugh, I can't believe I made that. I think that was the last Lethal Lockdown match, actually. That's crazy. Anyway. All right. Well, that being said, Charles, straight up, I don't know. But I do know
Goodbye,
that.
my friends, until we meet again.
Hey.
Noah, are you okay? Are you okay?
I
Are you
hear
okay,
you,
Noah?
bro. Oh my gosh, the energy here is ridiculous. Black Hole Sun.
Noah's under pressure.
Noah
I'm
wants to be a man in a box right now, away from all this insanity.
Away from the sun again, but it's not my time. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish. I don't know how the fuck this happened. Let's go ahead and finish this thing out and chill and tell where people can find us too. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Why the fuck did it go solo when I changed brands? That's a new gimmick, I guess, in this stupid thing. Dadgummit. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and plug our stuff. JJ, we will start with you, you film buster, you music aficionado, you annoying, but God bless you. I love you too, brother. Where can we connect and find you?
You can find me on the socials, Instagram, the Renegade JJ Williams, X and Blue Sky ROWJJ Williams, YouTube Casa D18 Studios. I tend to host spaces on X every Tuesday and Thursday. Walter tends to do ones on Wednesday. Yeah, so much good stuff coming out and coming around. We've got Sacrifice tomorrow. We got House of Glory, City of Dreams Sunday. We've got Selection Sunday on Sunday. We've got Saturday Shenanigans. We've got the benefit for Chris Bay next week. We've got all the wrestling, all the sports. James and them are going to be doing the Misfits boxing match. So we got boxing coming up.
Boxing.
Make sure you guys bring your wallets tomorrow to Kick-Ass Karaoke and put Noah through the ringer. You guys know the rules. For those of you that are watching for the first time and you don't know the rules, $5 gets you a spin of the wheel. The wheel will determine who sings and what genre they get to pick a song from. $15 donation allows you to pick who you want to sing, and then we'll spin the wheel to see what genre they get to pick a song from.
Oy.
$25 donation, you get to pick who sings. You get to pick what they sing within the theme song, so it still has to be from the 90s. So if you guys want to donate $25 and make Noah have to sing Bitty Bitty Bomb Bomb by Selena, you can do that. If you want to donate $25 and make Noah do Tupac's Hit 'Em Up, you can do that.
Oh, God.
If you want to donate $25 and make Noah sing some Creed, because there are some Creed songs that came out in the 90s, you can do that.
Why he's just targeting me? He's just simply talking about me. It's like
Because I know how much people love to make you suffer.
Why do you encourage this? Why
All we ask is that you donate to the PayPals that you see going across the bottom of the screen. If you're going to pay for a random spin, let us spin the wheel, see whose name comes up, and then send that person the $5.
Oh, good.
If you're going to do the $15, send it to the person you want to sing, and then we'll do the spin to see what genre. If you're going to do the $25, send it to the person you're picking to sing. The person that is singing gets to reap the benefits. That's right, 2 days, Emmanuel. I'm tired. You guys have been seeing me yawn all night, but if we're being fair, it's past midnight on the East Coast where these two are.
Literally
so it technically is tomorrow for them.
He got you on a technicality.
Yeah,
so
I can't botch
for
him
where
on that.
Emmanuel is for me, yes, it's in 2 days. Where they are, technically it is tomorrow, bruv. So,
yeah, it is. So I can't botch him there.
But yeah, I mean, me and James think it would be hilarious to see Noah do a rap diss track, considering how much he hates rap. So him doing No Vaseline by Ice Cube, him doing Tupac's Hit 'Em Up would probably just be some of the funniest shit. I mean, Walter, can you imagine Noah doing Hit 'Em Up and the first thing that comes out of his mouth is, first off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim, coming out of Noah's mouth? Like, that is just pure comedy gold right there.
God, the freaking Trev season music. Jesus Christ almighty.
Oh, no Vaseline.
I mean, maybe Noah will get lucky and he'll get to pick something, maybe a little Depeche Mode, Personal Jesus, maybe some country. Maybe we'll get Noah doing some Garth Brooks or some George Strait, something he'll actually enjoy performing. I know the chat and our group chat's asking for him to do some Casey and JoJo, All My Life. Maybe he'll break down a little bit of Boys to Men. We'll have him turn the lights down in his house, break out a little bit of slow jams for everybody.
The fuck?
But make sure you bring your wallets for karaoke on Saturday night, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, following the House of Glory watch along.
Make Noah do Insane in the Membrane.
We drive him insane in the
Yeah, y'all
membrane.
do. Yeah, y'all fucking do. I'd rather enjoy the silence, but I know that's not
And-
going to happen.
And I mean, if you want some ideas of country songs for Noah to sing, go to me and Walter's YouTube channel and check out our top 10 90s country songs that we did.
Yeah.
Have you watched that, good sir?
I haven't yet because I've been working all day on the project. So now that I'm finally home tomorrow, I finally will be able to listen to that because I actually do care about that. Because again, country, 90s country, the real country, not today's pop shit, is what I actually grew up on. So respect.
Okay, because we name dropped you a couple times in there because of how you said that, you know, you wanted to see if any of the stuff I threw up was stuff that you remember or hadn't heard of before. Because I went the complete opposite direction. I didn't go with the major artists. I went with some deeper cuts that were hits.
Fair enough. All right.
There was one song I did he didn't know, and there was one song he did I didn't know.
Well, you're both brilliant then. Nice job.
So we would
And
love
we
it
both
if we-
shared one song still.
Yeah.
Even though he went more commercial and I went more, you know, not as popular artists these days, we still ended up sharing a song.
Fair enough.
But out of 25 songs or 26 songs that were mentioned, because our two top tens and we each had 3 honorable mentions, only one was a double. So that's still 25 different songs between 2 people.
Nicely done. All right. I legitimately, I look forward to listening to it. Well, thank you, JJ, as always, and I will see you for the shenanigans and the House of Glory show. It should be a lot of fun Saturday, a lot of Saturday madness in the month of March Madness. Go figure. Well, Walter, you and I are once again on the call. Once again, as you guys have me call pretty much every brand this week except AEW Aftermath, and again, Dynamite, good stuff. But go ahead and plug people can find you because, good Lord Almighty, your freaking graphics still ridiculous.
Mamacita, you can follow me on Twitch, SRS1983 game. Content is coming. You can follow me on X or Blue Sky at Walter Alex Cruz, Instagram walter.cruz.940, and of course subscribe, and tell a friend to subscribe, and tell a friend's friend to subscribe, and tell your mother to subscribe, tell your mothers to subscribe, even if you still have one. So, you know, tell everybody to subscribe. God damn it, I'm telling you everywhere, and so that's it. And JJ pretty much plugged everything else. So, and if you know, if Mamacita doesn't catch your eye and doesn't tell you enough to subscribe,
what the fuck?
Then listen to Jada. You know, listen to her. Subscribe. Listen to Jada Parker. Damn it. What Mamacitas will tell you to subscribe? Look, they know.
Hopefully Lee's not watching this still.
Was Rump Shaker in the 90s? Now we gotta make you do that too with
That
picture in the background.
That was. All I want to do is zoom, 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 and a boom, boom.
Just shake
So was pumped in a bump.
Got a better chance of me doing MC Hammer Can't Touch This or Genuine Rotted than the jack shit you all just said. God.
Don't forget, Noah, panel's choice is on the wheel.
Oh, fuck me.
So don't get ahead of yourself and don't start saying what you won't do, because you know without fail, the moment you start talking about what you will not do, someone either super chats the $25 to you to make you do it, or you end up coming up panel's choice and then we make you do it. So I would bite your tongue about what you will and what you won't do so that you don't start feeding us ideas.
Yeah.
I've already dug myself into a hole. I've already said enough tonight, and I just said 2 more songs. And again, everything I said will probably be forgotten and post-math because nobody really goes back and rewatches this. I know that. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Well, God bless you. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up.
This is my face when I put that logo up for you. I just that was my exact face.
We ought to take that Joe Hendry face and use it for Noah's plugs.
Right. Yeah, this is innocent. He won't get as mad as the other one.
I'm surrounded by fools. All right. Well, again, I'm simple. people want to be a part of Predictions League and be part of these panels of madness with me, then find me on the Twitter and on YouTube at Foz916 for all things wrestling. For again, I am nothing more but a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! And again, please follow everybody here. You all make this possible. Thank you all for tuning in. Follow the Big Baller G, who's always happy to be here. Follow James Hebert, the crazy young man that does cool and crazy things on the internet at the J Hebert side of things. Follow Jeff motherfucking Meacham as he continues to show the not heroes wear capes from the magical place on the planet. Take care, good sir. And again, definitely subscribe to Rage of Wrestling. Subscribe. And most definitely also subscribe to the newest friend of the family, our Canadian friend, Batty for Wrestling. Go follow Shadow Patash and Ash's channel that covers AEW, TNA, AEW, WWE, and primarily New Japan Pro Wrestling. So please become a subscriber. Be part of Batty's Army today. Batty for Wrestling.
Noah,
what's up?
she was in the space yesterday. She wants to call the Cup final with us, so I told her she can.
Well, I guess you guys can stay tuned for us covering the New Japan Cup finals together. Should be interesting. I wonder if she's Chris Charlton or is she more like Walker Stewart or somebody else. Well, then again, she's actually Regina. Who am I kidding? I expected to say dickhead a lot. And again, the New Japan Cup literally starts in a few hours, so I'm gonna wrap this thing up. And again, we literally told you everything that's ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Noah Simple.
Again,
this is Dimples.
Walter. And with that, again, I hope you all enjoyed what you had heard discussed tonight and showcased tonight. As we continue to remind you, there are no winners, no losers, no betters, just fans of opinions, this past we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too. Treasure your families, no matter how annoying they can be. And just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's truly as simple as that. God bless you. Doggone you.
Jerry!
But that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe. Comment, tell friends, the bell. This video goes live on demand on the end of the channel. So go to Simple Apple Studios. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Again, our passion, our content, our creativity is not going to leave anytime soon. And very soon, as Walter alluded to, we will level up into the world of gaming with podcasts and games for you all to engage with and enjoy too. So stay tuned. But for now, in usual fashion, I'm going to bid you all a fine adieu as I do UK game show style. So, for not the Learning Tree, but the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams, say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
For Mr. Reliable, subscribe. Walter Cruz, subscribe. Say subscribe and goodbye.
Subscribe and adios.
And for me, who endures this madness on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, eternally basis, forever grateful for all of you, sometimes worry about your mentalities too. I thank you. So until tomorrow for TNA Sacrifice around the West Coast, or tonight, if you're here on the East Coast like I and he, make a positive impact in life and have a good night. This has been City Predicting TNA Sacrifice. Have a good night, folks. Good.
Gracias.
Bye.
And sync was that 2000s? The fuck, the friggin' overrated pop band that broke out nonsense. Friggin' Joy Fatone only got relevant from game shows.
Is it too late to say goodbye?
No, it is not. And I am literally about to hit the button because you crazy yahoos have plugged an Amazon playlist of nonsense.
I
Damn
won't
it.
push the button. You don't push the button. I push the button.
Oh,
don't
good
push the
God.
button.
Tiny Toon Adventures now. Now we're going to TV childhood memories. All right. Thank you again, folks. This is what happens. This is the Simple Apple Studios.
When doves cry.
This is what it sounds
My turn,
like
push
when
the
I
button.
endure this.
My
Have a
turn,
good night.
push the
I'm
button.
handing
No.
Not your turn. It's my
No.
turn, not your turn.
Oh, good Lord. They're JJ, and the rage. All right. Jesus.
Okay, nice lady. I love you. Bye-bye.
Oh, my God. I need to get That's All Folks graphic
And
now
the
to
dog
this shit.
was buttons, wasn't it?
Yeah, push the button.
The dog